We have plenty of people who ask if we're even brothers or if that was part of the marketing.
Really?
And I'm like, if we're not going to make up a story about our grandfather being a distiller,
Right.
why the would we make it up about that?
I'm your host, Jeff Zart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. On this episode, we sit down with Matt and Mike Blaum of Blaum Bros Distillery. Look, there's nothing made up here. It's just good, solid whiskey making with a backstory that isn't marketing fluff. And how two brothers come together every day to do something they love. Welcome to this edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. Hey, if you haven't already, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, like our videos. We have a Patreon page. We'd really appreciate your support. Today, however, we are in Galena, Illinois, and I'm at Blaum Bros Distilling. I have Matt and Mike with us. So, guys, introduce yourselves, who you are, and what it is, what role you guys play here, because I know you guys are wearing multiple hats.
Yeah, quite a few hats. I mean, we've added a lot of people over the years, but still, like to have a hand in everything we do. Now, after we're about 10 years old, so I do most of the business stuff. I'm the dork with the MBA, so I handle all the non-glamorous side of a craft distillery.
Sure.
And marketing and a lot of stuff like that, where Mike's our chief distiller.
You don't come to whiskey naturally. You're not born into a legacy whiskey family. You guys wanted to start a business and you wanted to run it together, right?
Yeah.
There's any number of things you could do. Why whiskey?
This is the one thing I guess we had in common, really, as far as hobbies. And, we were, just after college, I'd say we both started getting into Scotch whiskey pretty heavily, and that was kind of our first foray into it. I ended up moving overseas to Northern England for 5 years for my job and really kind of geeked out about it there and got to go work at some distilleries and spend some time. And we were always, sending stuff back and forth, and we were learning about it, I won't say more than we were drinking it, but as much.
We got pretty nerdy about it. We started to, kind of get into whiskey and, how it is. We started getting really nerdy about it and, why do I like this one and I don't like this one? Why do you like this one, but I don't like that one? And
right.
So we were trading a lot of bottles, starting to do some reading, going to distilleries, and it just became something we both got really passionate about. So, we had always kind of wanted to do something together, and this was, by far the most obvious choice.
And we admit, there were some other distilleries we came across that were around for a few years at that point that, those two brothers that both, neither has a background in distilling, and they were probably 3 years into it, and we said, well, if they can do it, then hopefully we can.
So how did you guys get into whiskey making?
Well, I guess at the end of the day, we always wanted to run a business together, but we had two wildly different backgrounds. Matt was more in, sales and marketing, and his latest gig before this was a nuclear medicine
Pharmacy.
Nuclear pharmacy.
Yeah. Okay. Had a nuclear pharmacy in Chicago.
All right.
So normal whiskey background,
Yeah,
Mike,
that makes perfect sense.
Mike worked for the Department of Defense, so, normal stuff.
Well, that makes perfect sense as to why you would come into whiskey.
Right.
The building that we're in. Talk to me a little bit about the building. Was it purpose-built, or did you repurpose this?
No, actually, so I ended up getting to Galena about a year earlier than Mike. He was still over in Northern England, and I got out here to start looking for a building. We had decided on Galena. So I moved my family here. We were in the Chicago burbs before Galena, but came here, we're just having a hard time finding a building. It's not that big of a town.
Right.
There are a lot of businesses already here. This building, I guess the non-for-profit that owned the building contacted me. I saw an article in the paper saying that we were looking for a building and contacted me, and they were ready to sell this building. And they had a thrift store on one half of the building. 1/4 of the building up front, where we're sitting now, is medical administrative offices, and then the room that started as our barrel room was originally the Galena Mormon Church.
Kind of ironic that
Yeah.
that was your barrel storage room.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Which we affectionately refer to as the Church of Latter-day Saints.
And, I've noticed in your distillery here, walking around the tasting room and stuff, I mean, there's pictures. It seems like there's always pictures of the two of you together.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like the two of you have been, as brothers, I mean, you're constantly doing things together.
Yeah, it works out well. Again, when I mentioned the different backgrounds, I mean, we have the same vision for what we're doing, but we kind of arrive to it in different ways, and it just kind of works out. It's kind of a yin-yang type deal.
Yeah.
Like I said, he is more business and marketing. I have more of a technical background, and we overlap with each other.
Sure.
But we're never butting heads about swim lanes, and
That's a good thing.
stay off my lawn. It's never one of those moments.
It works. A lot of people, tell us constantly, I can never work with my brother, or I can never work with my sister.
Right.
And honestly, I don't think either of us can do this without the other one. It works out pretty well.
It must be because we're twins, identical twins.
So a lot of people have a hard time telling us apart.
Which one's older?
What do you think?
Older, wiser.
I'm about 2.5 years older.
Are you?
Yeah.
You gave it up right away.
29, 27.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll go with that. I'm good with that. Yeah, not a problem. Guys, thank you very much for this discussion. I appreciate it. Where can they find you online?
You can find us www.blumbros.com. Blum Brothers, BROS.
It's a good thing you called out the www.
Yeah, on the interwebs, in case anybody wants to find us. And then all the social medias.
Okay.
Same.
Friendster.
MySpace.
Your MySpace. You guys are really jumping back.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Jeff for the Great American Whiskey Cookers. Thank you for joining us. Like us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, as well as we have a Patreon page. We'd love your support if at all possible. Until next time, if you can't be good at it. See you. There we go. Good eyes.
Oh shit, I hope the drill wasn't over there.